Jerry Jones is a laughingstock of the NFL for his decisions as a GM, but he actually could be considered the best owner in the league.
This is as big a risk as you could take.
How's it going today, POV fam? Welcome back to Point of View. As always, we appreciate your comments and feedback like this one, so please keep them coming. Now to today's topic. Is Jerry Jones actually the league's best owner? Before you eviscerate me in the comments, let me first explain it, because I do understand why so many people either hate him or find his decision-making comical. I mean, the latest thing to get fans all riled up is that he doesn't plan to use free agency to fill the holes on the roster, and even said he doesn't describe their off-season strategy as aggressive. To say that after a season where absolutely nothing went right for the Cowboys, it's pretty obvious how that would make fans infuriated towards the longtime owner. And that's the same guy who said they were all in last year and faces a bunch of franchise-altering decisions, such as what to do with fan favorite Micah Parsons, who is entering the final year of his rookie contract. Having an owner that you don't like that also serves as the team's general manager is up there with the most frustrating things you can experience as a fan. And his constant press conferences certainly don't help. I mean, take this next clip for example. I know fans would like to get Micah locked up ASAP, but Jerry doesn't see it that way. Here's what he had to say.
When you miss preparation time, that's a factor. But that's a part of it. That is what the representation. Those are a part of his cards. To talk about time and being available for time, and that's a part of the cards that are used in terms of, well, going ahead now. Usually now, and when you don't do now, is because of either the amount or the term, to be trite. And so that is a process that does get narrow as you go along. We criticize because we wait to the end to basically what you would call the end, and that is lining up for the first game. It just happens that way. I've been one of the earliest out on several contracts in my 35 years.
Maybe it's my fault for not being fluent in Jerry Jones pressers, but that's just hard to listen to, and I can't imagine doing it so many times a year. But I show that to prove to you that I understand why he's disliked so much in Dallas. So I'm not here to defend any of his moves as a GM because it clearly hasn't worked out over the last few decades. But as far as being an owner goes, it could be a whole lot worse, and there's plenty of evidence of that. Before we get into that, I just want to remind you that we drop POV episodes featuring the most interesting perspective on the sports world, mine 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm talking the stories you won't get anywhere else, so remember to join the discussion by dropping a comment and hitting that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you're always in the know. Now back to Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. Jones has done a lot of good for the franchise, specifically as an owner. He paid for his own stadium rather than collecting taxes from the community. He's almost always at least trying to make big moves to improve the roster, and he's often loyal to a fault with his coaches. If we want to dig deeper, the yearly report cards that the NFLPA releases tell a positive story as well. The reports began coming out in 2023, and in Dallas's first review, they ranked first or tied for first in several categories, including treatment of families, food service and nutrition, weight room, and locker room. All things the owner is basically directly responsible for. And that theme has kept up the past 2 years as well. In 2024, they dropped a little bit, but still managed A's or B's in all of those categories, and in the latest report card, they received a B+ or better in almost everything yet again. There's room to improve the training room and the team travel situation, but all in all, things look pretty good for the Cowboys, and a lot of credit for that has to go to Jerry Jones. So does that already make him a pretty solid owner? He just doesn't get the full credit of being one of the best because of his decisions as a GM. I mean, the Patriots' Bob Kraft gets praised left and right for having Tom Brady and Bill Belichick for all of those years, but how much credit does he really deserve for that? So if we're just considering NFL owners and the responsibilities that come with that, Jerry Jones is one of the best. If he just dropped his ego and handed the general manager position to someone more qualified, he might just be the best. And while we're talking Texas guys who think pretty highly of themselves, I gotta mention Longhorn receiver Isaiah Bond. For more on how he'll be the steal of the draft, check out this past episode of Point of View. And the moment you've been waiting for, here's the answer to today's trivia question. We appreciate you tuning in. We will see you on Thursday.